Imagine a drink that started as a simple medicinal syrup, once had cocaine in its formula, was almost extinguished by a disastrous decision, and yet became a global billion-dollar empire. How has Coca-Cola conquered the world? How did she survive World War, defeated her competitors, and turned a historical mistake into one of the biggest marketing plays in history? And the most bizarre? Coca-Cola created one of the most famous sodas in the world. Unintentionally. Stay until the end because this story has secrets and twists that will surprise you. In the late 19th century, a pharmacist named John Stith Pemberton, a veteran of the American Civil War, sought to create a new medicinal tonic. Like many of his day, he was interested in developing an elixir that could relieve pain and act as a stimulant. In 1886, in his laboratory in Atlanta, Georgia, Pemberton mixed curious ingredients, coke leaves and glue nuts, combined with sugar and other elements. The result was a dark and sweet syrup. Initially, the purpose of the formula was medicinal. The drink should act as a tonic for headaches and fatigue, taking advantage of the stimulating effects of caffeine and cocaine, both present in the original composition. However, the transformation of syrup into a soda was by chance. When mixed with carbonated water, the drink gained a pleasant and effervescent flavor. The first cup of Coca-Cola was sold on May 8, 1886, at Jacob's Pharmacy in Atlanta. The price, only 5 cents. Still not being fully aware of the potential of the product, Pemberton sold modest 9 drinks a day in his first year of operation. The name Coca-Cola was the idea of Frank M. Robinson, accountant and commercial partner of Pemberton, who also designed the iconic cursive logo that would become one of the most recognized in the world. Despite innovative creation, Pemberton did not live to see the explosive growth of his invention. Facing financial and health problems, he began selling parts of his company shortly before his death in 1888. Coca-Cola's destination was about to change dramatically in the hands of a new owner, a man who would see in the simple syrup a one-billionaire empire. Following John Pemberton's death in 1888, the Coca-Cola formula underwent several property disputes. Among those interested was Asa Candler, a visionary businessman who saw in the drink a potential far beyond what Pemberton imagined. Determined to expand the brand, Candler acquired Coca-Cola's rights for an estimated $2,300 value, a derisive amount for what the drink would become in the future. Candler was not an inventor, but an exceptional marketing strategist. While Pemberton saw Coca-Cola as a medicinal tonic, Candler turned her into a refreshing drink for the general public. He implemented innovative tactics to spread the name Coca-Cola for the United States. Among his strategies were distribution of coupons for free samples, encouraging people to try the drink, promotional gifts such as watches, calendars, and notes with the Coca-Cola logo, partnerships with pharmacies and soda sources, ensuring that the drink was available in various establishments. These tactics led the brand to become ubiquitous and begin to create a faithful audience. Under Candler's management, Coca-Cola grew exponentially and within a few years left Atlanta's borders to become a national mark. Another crucial factor for the company's growth was the investment in advertising. Candler strongly bet on ads in newspapers and posters with simple but effective messages, such as delicious and refreshing, associating the drink with moments of pleasure and well-being. In 1892, Asa Candler consolidated her control over the brand and founded the Coca-Cola Company, starting her journey as one of the largest corporations in the world. With the rapid growth of Coca-Cola in the early 20th century, several brands emerged trying to imitate the drink. Many companies have launched products with similar names, such as Coca-Cola and M.A. Coca-Co, and almost identical packaging, confusing consumers and threatening brand identity. This scenario posed a risk to the Coca-Cola Company, which needed to find a way to differentiate your drink and protect your brand. The solution came with a challenge launched by the company in 1915 to create a unique and unmistakable bottle that could be identified even in the dark or when broken into pieces. The contest was won by Root Glass Company, who drew the iconic contour inspired by the form of cocoa, a fruit that, ironically, was not one of the ingredients of Coca-Cola. Revolutionary design showed characteristics that would become striking, elegant curves, making it different from any other bottle on the market. Textured surface for better grip in the hands. an exclusive format which stood out on both shelves and soda machines. The contour bottle was officially adopted in 1916 and quickly became one of the most recognized symbols in the world. More than a simple container, it has become a fundamental element of Coca-Cola's visual identity and one of the most famous packaging in marketing history. This innovation not only protected the brand against imitators, but also strengthened its presence in the market, consolidating Coca-Cola as a premium and distinct drink from any other. In the early years of Coca-Cola, one of the most controversial ingredients of the formula was coca leaves extract, which contained cocaine traces. At the time, the substance was cool and often used in patented tonics and remedies, being seen as a beneficial stimulant. However, as science has begun to better understand the effects of cocaine, public and government pressure for its prohibition increased. The first significant change in revenue occurred in 1904 when the Coca-Cola Company began to use decocainted coca leaves, removing most of the substance. Nevertheless, the drink still carried the reputation of containing cocaine, which became a problem as prohibition and moralization movements gained strength in the United States. The situation worsened with dry law, implemented in 1920, which prohibited the production and sale of alcoholic beverages. During this period, Coca-Cola faced a major challenge, maintaining its relevance in a market where soft drinks were seen as an alternative to alcoholic beverages. To avoid any association with controversial substances, the company has intensified its efforts to reinforce Coca-Cola's image as a refreshing and harmless family product. Advertising campaigns began to highlight the drink as a pure and healthy option, suitable for all ages. This helped consolidate Coca-Cola as a symbol of American culture, moving away from the initial controversies related to cocaine and its origin as a medicinal tonic. Finally, Coca-Cola not only survived dry law, but was strengthened, conquering new consumers and becoming even more popular. This period was crucial to the brand transition from a pharmaceutical product to an iconic refrigerant consumed globally. During World War II, Coca-Cola found a unique opportunity to expand its global presence and strengthen its brand as a symbol of the United States. Under the leadership of then-company president Robert Woodruff, Coca-Cola Company adopted a strategy that would not only drive its sales, but would also consolidate its image around the world. Woodruff stated that every American soldier, wherever he was, would have access to a Coca-Cola for only 5 cents. This decision resulted in the construction of more than 60 Coca-Cola factories around the world, located in strategic areas to supply troops. These factories, however, did not fail to serve the local population, introducing the drink in countries where it was not yet popular. Coca-Cola has become a symbol of the American lifestyle, representing comfort, refreshment, and patriotism. With the war, the drink was associated with the spirit of American soldiers, becoming a symbol of victory and freedom. At the end of the conflict, factories installed around the world remained active, helping Coca-Cola maintain a massive international presence. Another decisive factor in this period was the creation of Fanta, released in Nazi Germany due to the scarcity of ingredients to produce Coca-Cola. Although it was created by necessity, Fanta has become one of the company's most successful products, further diversifying the brand's portfolio. When the war ended, Coke was no longer just a drink from the United States, but a global phenomenon. The strategy used during World War II paved the way to the company's dominance in international markets and consolidated its position as one of the most powerful and influential brands of the 20th century. In the decades following World War II, Coca-Cola maintained its dominant position in the soft drink market. However, a competitor began to stand out: Pepsi. During the 1970s and 1980s, the rival brand intensified its competition against Coca-Cola, winning a growing market slice with aggressive marketing strategies, competitive prices, and the so-called Pepsi Challenge, a blind taste test that suggested that those consumers preferred Pepsi's taste to Coca-Cola. Feeling the pressure, the Coca-Cola Company decided to make a bold change the original Coca-Cola formula for the first time in its history. In 1985, the company launched New Coke, a new flavor that, in internal tests, had been well received by the public. The new version was expected to exceed Pepsi in flavor and strengthen the brand. However, the reaction was an absolute disaster. Consumers rejected the change, and many expressed indignation to see the original formula disappear from the shelves. The audience was not just buying a soda, it was consuming a cultural symbol. Coca-Cola underestimated the emotional connection consumers with the drink, and the release of New Coke quickly became one of the biggest marketing flaws in history. Faced with popular pressure and falling sales, the company reversed its decision just 79 days later, bringing back the original formula under the name Coca-Cola Classic. The return of the traditional formula was received with great enthusiasm, and ironically, this error ended up further strengthening the brand. The lesson learned was clear. Coca-Cola was not just a drink, but a tradition, and any attempt to change it without public support could have disastrous consequences. The episode of New Coke has entered history as one of the greatest failures and at the same time, one of the biggest twists of modern marketing. After the New Coke fiasco, the Coca-Cola Company learned a valuable lesson. The tradition and identity of the brand were as important as the very taste of the drink. With this, the company began to diversify its portfolio and seek new strategies to remain relevant to an increasingly dynamic and competitive market. In the 1990s and 2000s, Coca-Cola expanded its product catalog beyond traditional soft drinks, acquiring marks of mineral water, Dasani, cold teas, Honnet tea, juices, Minute Maid, and sports drinks. This diversification helped the company reach a wider audience, including health. Worried consumers who were reducing the consumption of sugary soft drinks. However, Coca-Cola faced increasing challenges, including change in consumer behavior, with increasing concern with obesity and excessive consumption of sugar. The popularization of healthy drinks such as natural teas, kombuchas, and jammed waters, which began to compete directly with sodas. Government regulations such as taxes on sugary beverages and restrictions on child advertising in various countries. To adapt to this new scenario, the company has launched versions with less sugar and without calories, such as Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, which became a great success among consumers looking for an alternative to traditional soda. In addition, the brand intensified its investments in digital marketing, connecting to young people through social networks and interactive campaigns. Despite the challenges, Coca-Cola remains one of the most valuable brands in the world, demonstrating its ability to innovate and adapt over the decades. Its commitment to diversify products and meeting the new demands of the market has ensured that the company remains at the top of the global beverage industry. Coca-Cola is currently much more than just a soda. It is a global empire valued at hundreds of billions of dollars, with a presence in over 200 countries and a portfolio that includes over 500 different brands. The Coca-Cola Company remains one of the most valuable companies in the world, featuring the giants of the consumer sector. Its success is not only due to Coca-Cola's iconic taste, but also to its ability to innovate, strategic marketing, and global expansion. The pillars of Coca-Cola's current success: unparalleled global presence. The brand sells more than 1.9 billion units per day. Its products are available anywhere on the planet, from supermarkets in the United States to small kiosks in Africa and remote villages in Asia. Marketing and memorable campaigns. Coca-Cola invests billions of dollars annually in advertising, creating exciting and timeless campaigns such as Taste the Feeling, the iconic Holidays Are Coming with Christmas trucks, and the custom bottle campaign with names. The company uses celebrities, influencers, and sporting events to maintain its presence in the popular imagination. Adaptation to the new demands of the market. Investments in low sugar, waters, teas, and energy drinks. Expansion for emerging markets and innovation in sustainable packaging. New consumer experiments such as Coca-Cola Freestyle, a customizable soda machine that allows you to mix different flavors. Social responsibility and sustainability. Initiatives to reduce the use of plastic and promote recycling. Commitment to reduced environmental impact on production and distribution. Social projects and support to communities around the world. Even in the face of the competition and challenges of the sector, Coca-Cola remains the most popular soda in the world and one of the greatest symbols of American culture and modern capitalism. What began as a simple medicinal syrup in 1886 became one of the biggest beverages ever created, proving that the Coca-Cola brand is timeless and adaptable.